Okay, I'm happy, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you the final team on the stage with me this afternoon. It is the Emporia State Hornets. With me on my immediate left is women's basketball coach Toby Wynn in his first season at Emporia State, and to his immediate left is the men's basketball coach Craig Doty, also in his first season at Emporia State. Coaches, I'd like for you to get started with an opening statement, and then we'll open up to questions for our media. So, Toby, would you like to get us started?
Sure. It's a great opportunity to be here at Emporia State University. Very much looking forward to an exciting season and being in the MIAA. I know historically the tradition of the MIAA as far as women's basketball goes, and the success of this conference, and to have the opportunity to coach in this conference and compete against these teams is something I'm looking forward to, but then also to lead Emporia State University and be a part of the Lady Hornet program and the tradition that's been established there since the late 90s with Cindy Stein and Brandon Snyder and Jory Collins is something I'm excited about as well, and just looking forward to this challenge.
Coach Doty?
Well, first off, I want to thank Mike Racy, Larry House, and everybody in the MIAA for making this awesome event happen right here at the College Basketball Experience. To convert this into MIAA Media Day is really, really a special event, and I think that we shouldn't take for granted how awesome this is. I mean, this is a big-time feel that happens at the highest level of college basketball, and it's happening right here at perhaps the best Division II conference in the country. So we're thrilled to be here representing Emporia State in the conference, and I look forward to just getting the ball rolling. Official practice starting here next week, getting a chance to compete for more than 2 hours per week on the court. It's exciting times for everybody.
Okay, terrific. We have a question from Amber in social media.
We do. This is from Solly Fairchild for Coach Doty. What will be the biggest challenge for you coaching at the Division II level for the first time as a head coach?
Well, I think, when you look at the transition from NAI, where I was at last year at Graceland University, transitioning to NCAA Division II, there are many things that are comparable. Max scholarshiping at the NAI level is 11 full rides, whereas Division II it's 10. There's a lot of Division I transfers due to academic being less restrictive at the NAI level. So, what we see on a night-to-night basis at this level from a talent perspective will be comparable. But, when you look at the facilities, the tradition, the college cities, the campuses at the Division II level, specifically in the MIAA, they're all enhanced from my previous level. So, we're certainly going to have to hashtag bring our A game every night as the league slogan is. But we proved even at Graceland with only 3 full scholarships that we can compete versus Division IIs. We were able to go on the road and beat Augustana, a recent national champion Division II program, and beat William Jewell on the road as well. So we've had success versus Division IIs with far less resourcing. It's just coming together now with our current roster of student athletes and maximizing the group that we have and taking it to the next level. And that's just a daily work situation where we got to go in and we got to win the day academically, we got to win the day socially, we got to win the day on the court, obviously. And when we take those steps on a daily basis, we'll get the program to where it needs to be.
For both coaches, Randy Spear with the Warrensburg Daily Star Journal, what was your impression of the MIAA prior to coming on with Emporia State?
Obviously, I was at a junior college for 13 years, and so I had a lot of the MIAA coaches that recruited several of my players during that time, and so I was familiar with it just following my former players that have played in this league. And then specifically knowing, I knew Coach Mack pretty well at Washburn and knew Brandon pretty well at Emporia State during that time. I got to know Jory as well, and then Lane Lord at Pittsburgh State is one of my best friends too. And so just getting to know those guys and seeing the league, my impression was it's very difficult, very good, very tough. Me and Washburn won a national championship in 2005. We won one in 2010 in Central Missouri this past year. So, when you're having that caliber of success, that it's a good league and a tough league.
I want to preface that every Division II conference thinks their conference is the best in the country. I don't think I've ever heard a coach say they're not playing in the best conference in the country. The reality is conference basketball is tough. But when you look at things from a resourcing standpoint, when you look at attendance, which the MIAA in men's basketball has led the country in consecutive years, and you look at the facilities and you look at the resourcing that's put into play in the scholarships. You look around the league, and as a new coach, you look for who's that opponent that maybe is a little under resourced. Where's that win on the schedule in the MIAA, and you're looking around, you're not finding one. Which may mean that you might be everybody else's win, right? But hopefully that's not the case moving forward. The league, top to bottom, is incredible. It has a great reputation. It's won national championships, and it just gets you excited to wake up every day and get back to work.
Toby, just inheriting a program that has so many returners. Such a strong base there when you got it. How much has that eased your transition to Emporia State?
It's been very helpful, very useful having 7 seniors that can lead the way and just kind of take charge out front in everything we do, from our preseason conditioning to our stuff on the court and our 2 hours a week, and just watching them through the whole progression of knowing this is their last little run for them. And so it's been helpful because they're very motivated too as well. So from a motivating standpoint for me, as far as trying to really push them and get them to go, like they're established, like they know what they want to accomplish. They're a very driven group. And so for me, it's just about a matter of mainly just philosophy and just getting new stuff in that they're not, they haven't seen, so they're more accustomed to running the X and O dynamics of what we do.
And Craig, just on kind of the contrast of that, how much has so many new faces in the men's side, how has that affected your transition, do you feel like, in adjusting to this new level?
Yeah, I mean, we almost had to start from scratch in terms of how we operate. I mean, we brought back 6 student athletes. We have 19 on the roster. 19 faces are brand new to myself and our current staff. 13 of them are new to us and to Emporia and Emporia State University. I think it's twofold. I think the returners who maybe made mistakes in the past or had some things happen or just underperformed, they get a fresh start. They get a clean canvas to go and operate and showcase what they can do without any preconceived notions from the coaching staff. The new guys come in and they know they're leveraging themselves on a daily basis to try to establish themselves as starters, backups, and just really establishing what role they're going to play, throughout the season. That happens every single day. And when everything's in the air when you come in, it means there's not continuity. It means it's all starting from scratch, but it means there's opportunity. And when there's opportunity, you're going to get the best out of your student athletes. And that's why I think right now we've had such a competitive preseason.
This is for both of you coaches. Every time I talk to a coach beginning of the season, you're looking for guys or players to buy into your system. Since you're new on the job, let's start with you, Coach Wynn. Has it been a challenge to get these players to buy into what, for lack of a better term, trying to sell?
Honestly, I don't think so at this point. It's been pretty smooth sailing so far. We had some individual meetings and just talked to them a little bit about the style of play they like to play and some of those things, and then just trying to incorporate some of the stuff that they did a year ago to what I do as well, and meshing it all together, and then getting them to buy in and believe in it. It makes it easy when you're doing stuff in practice. If you run something and they're able to score right away or make a shot or make a 3 or something, and if all this stuff's pretty good, it works pretty good like that. And so we've been able to do some of that. I think that's helped too along the way.
What about you, Coach Doty? Has it been a challenge, or has it been, especially with the guys who are coming back from last year on the roster, have they been hungry? Have they bought into what you're trying to accomplish?
Well, I think they know that there needs to be some changes that take place for success to happen. And, part of that is changing the defensive culture where you're not giving up 50% from the field or right there at in MIAA play. We got to be able to defend and close out defensive possessions with rebounds. And, I think it's, Toby and I have 2 completely different situations where, they have a successful program on the women's side, and he needs to make it his and run his style of play, which he's won hundreds and hundreds of games at the junior college level. Whereas, where we're at, our student athletes are so attentive. They want to know what has made our program successful in the past. We come in with this coaching staff winning 3 national championships in the past 5 years. They're all ears right now. They want to see results with it, but we look forward to working together to get those results. That doesn't mean there won't be some lumps early on in the year, because there certainly will be, but over the long term, we have guys that want to have success. And I think the foundation of all that success is culture and chemistry. And our guys spend time together off the floor. They enjoy each other's company. They like each other. And if you have that foundation, which we do, the sky's the limit.
Jim Henry from the Joplin Globe. For both coaches, from what you've heard about the MIAA, is there something you're particularly anxious to witness firsthand?
Firsthand, well, I look forward to seeing White Auditorium packed out firsthand. I look forward to going to Fort Hays State and seeing that incredible facility. I look forward to seeing Sundance Wicks and what he's going to dress like on the sideline at Missouri Western. There are many things that I look forward to seeing, and the league's just exciting, front to back. I mean, you have national championship coaches and Kim Anderson. He won it at Central Missouri before he went to Missouri, and you have Ben McCollum at Northwest Missouri State, and so it's just the league's loaded with talent and resources and coaches. We just living every day and soaking it all in and enjoying it, but at the same time, just really creating a competitive environment so we can get this program off on the right foot to start, and we can get this thing to the national level.
So I've got want to wrap one up with Craig here for a moment, sort of a back-to-back questions, if we may. One is, in the past 4 or 5 years now, obviously we've talked about won 2 national championships at junior college, just coming off the NAIA national championship. Can you talk about that formula? At this point, everybody feels like you've got the magic touch, and what is it that's helped create that atmosphere that's fostered those national championships, for one question, and then secondly, maybe you can roll right into your last 6 months. I mean, the move from Iowa to Emporia, the taking a new job, the new baby, new house, the transition that you personally have gone through with the second child, and with all of these this transition, being honored at the Final Four, being honored at our new national award show, and on and on. It's been quite a 6 months or so for you. So maybe you can couple those 2 questions together, please.
Absolutely. Well, first off, when the magic success, or the magic formula, I should say, for our success has been, it's something that men don't like to bring up often, because we're big, tough men, right? But we're not afraid to use the L word, love. Now, we're not going to hold hands and skip up and down the court, and but we're going to love each other. We're going to care about one another. We're going to build it the right way. And when you see our programs, we're really tough to play against in the national tournament, just because of how disciplined, tough, and how strong the bond and chemistry is. I think the goal of every coach should be playing your best at the end of the season. The formula we have is offensively is to have a lot of structure, a lot of sets, a lot of different actions where we feel we can put our athletes in advantageous strength positions. Defensively, it's just getting stops and rebounds. And last year we were plus 10 on the glass on the season per game, which was really valuable for us. And when you're not playing as well offensively, you slim that margin down. But if you're rebounding the heck out of it, you're defending, your margin for error is far less. In terms of the transition, it's been really wild, John. It's been special. My wife is watching right now. She's been quite the rock. Not only did I leave Lamoni and come to Emporia, she continued finishing her work off there while pregnant. We're building a home right now in Emporia. We plan on staying. We love it. It's really an enjoyable environment. We welcomed a new daughter into the world. Just delivered at Olathe Medical Center just down the road from here in late July. And I think when you look at the national championship and the move and the baby and the new house, I think you've hit about every stress level you can hit. But when you have an awesome spouse like I have, And you know, I got to give a lot of credit to my assistant coaches too. Coach Lavery, who came with me, he was my assistant for multiple years at Rock Valley College. He came with me here to Emporia State. He left his head job that he earned after I'd left Rock Valley, and he just is working away. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's an 8-hour day or a 16-hour day. He just puts that time and effort in, along with Coach Bredehoff and Coach Dipple, and we're just really fortunate, really blessed, and really excited, John. So I appreciate those questions.
I'll have one last question, because I think we'd all love to hear Coach Wynn, you answer the question with 3 top key returners back, and yet, you know, you're a new coach. How would we expect, with that leadership and those returns back, for Emporia State to look different? What will we see different from the team this year?
Well, obviously, when you're throwing 2 all-conference players, you know, in the mix, I mean, that makes your team that much more dynamic offensively, defensively, basketball IQ-wise, and everything, you know, everything that comes with that. And then, you know, Daly coming back too as well. You know, she's somebody that went Division I out of high school and has only played about maybe 10 minutes in her entire college career. And so she's kind of a X-factor, kind of unknown type person, really. And so just seeing her progress right now on the workouts and stuff, you know, she's somebody that can definitely come in and contribute too also. So I think we just have maybe some more firepower offensively than what was there maybe a year ago. And obviously the leadership dynamic of it too.
Great. We want to thank both coaches. Much success. Wish you both success in your first years.
Hey, we're live here with Hassan Thomas from Emporia State here at Basketball Media Day for the MIAA at the College Basketball Experience in Kansas City. Is this your first time here, Hassan?
This is my first time here.
It's actually my first time here too, and super cool place we got here. Have, you know, Coach Craig Doty upstairs on the podium here shortly. You and a teammate that we'll bring in here shortly as well down here for the interviews, and glad to have you. You know, you are one of a couple, you know, several returners that you have at Emporia State coming back, and you know, a good balance of newcomers. How excited are you for this year?
I'm very excited. Like you said, we have a mix of some new guys and also a lot of you know, returners, so we're very excited, been working hard, getting ready.
You know, how tough is that, or easy, you know, sometimes meshes well, is it to have guys that played on the team last year and then guys that are coming in just trying to get, you know, a good feel for the team and see how everybody works?
Well, it's a good balance. We have some experience and some guys who are familiar with the landscape of Emporia and MIAA in the conference, but then we also have some guys with some talent and some skills, and so it's working out pretty well.
You know, Coach Craig Doty in his first year coming up for the Hornets as well. What can you say about him? Real high-energy guy, and what do you like about playing for him?
Yeah. Coach Doty is definitely a high-energy guy, and you know, he's very, very into his statistics, and you know, I enjoy playing for him. You know, we have a good system, and I feel like it's going to benefit all of us and showcase all our skills and allow us to win some games this year. Outside
of the court, what are some things that you like to do in your free time?
When I'm outside the court, I like to play video games, 2K, Call of Duty, all that. Read a little bit, but I love the court, so.
Being from Chicago, is that right?
Originally from Dallas.
Okay.
So
okay.
Dallas, I call Dallas home, yeah.
But played in Chicago.
Did play in Chicago,
that's where I went wrong. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things? I guess, you know, Dallas and Chicago, both big cities. What are some things that are different about coming to Emporia, Kansas?
Obviously, it's a smaller town, you know, less things happening, less traffic, all that. But what I do enjoy about living in Emporia is the family vibe and you know, the amount of focus I can get living there, focusing on my schoolwork, focusing on my, you know, bonding with my teammates and things on the court. So.
Awesome. You know, being an Emporia grad myself, senior on campus, not used to you wearing the suit. You look really good today.
Thank you.
Yeah, dressed up well, Hassan. Speaking of shirts, I've got, you know, a shirt for you here, MIAA Basketball, that you can wear with pride, I hope. So thanks so much. And now we're going to bring in teammate Sawyer Glick here for our next interview. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Now here with Sawyer Glick, and you and the Emporia State Hornets, like I just talked to Hassan about, have a good mix of returners and newcomers, you being one of those newcomers. Just tell me a little bit about, you know, your progression of college basketball, where you've played and where you've been.
Right, well, I started at Division II in Mobile, Alabama, then went to Barry University, and now here at Emporia State. Like you said, good balance of newcomers and returners, and, you know, we're looking forward to getting things going more and more.
You've been quite a few places, Alabama, Florida, from Indiana though, and so just a lot of things you've seen, a lot of experiences you've had. One of those experiences being headed to the Elite Eight with Barry University down in Miami. What was that like?
Last year we went to the Elite Eight, like you said, and it was a great experience in Sioux Falls, and obviously we didn't get to win it all like we wanted to, but what an experience. And like you said, been around a lot of Division II basketball, so looking forward to the MIAA and seeing what we have here.
What are some things that you learned with that postseason experience heading to the Elite Eight that you can bring to Emporia State and help your team with?
Well, I think, and as well as Cooper, my brother, he was on the team last year too, and he won a national championship with Coach Doty, and just bringing that mentality and that, every day, it requires every day for you to work and to get to that point. So I think it's just buying in every day and taking it from there.
Yeah, you and Cooper both now former Barry University players, now at Emporia State with Coach Doty. How fun is it to play with your brother?
Well, it's been a blast ever since we started 3 years ago at Barry playing together, and it's just something we dreamed of doing for a long time, and be able to fulfill that, it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully this last year is nothing but fun as well.
I just recently, kind of discovered your family, huge supporters of you guys, which is awesome. Your mom didn't miss a game last year, even with her being in Indiana, you playing down in Miami. What does that family support mean to you?
For being from Indiana, they just love their basketball, and they've followed us along everywhere. Obviously, me and Coop being at the same school, it's been easier, but I don't think they'll miss a game this time go around either.
And then, let's talk a little bit about your three-point shooting abilities. You actually nailed more three-pointers last year than our school record at Emporia State. So, you won't get the record coming in at ESU, but, what is that like for you, just shooting the ball?
It's pretty cool to know that, but obviously I don't think I'm chasing any records. It's just coming in here and playing my game, and, if that means making some threes, then that's how it'll go, if that's what the team needs.
Okay, thanks so much. I also have a shirt here for you, MIAA basketball, that you can wear now being in the MIAA. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Here for the MIAA at the College Basketball Experience for Media Day, I have Emily Miller from Emporia State Women's Basketball. Emily being from Columbia, Missouri, and how excited are you to be here today?
Very excited. It's a neat experience and glad that Addie's with me. So.
Talk about Coach Toby Wynn that we just got to sit down with. He's a great guy. He's a great coach, a lot of energy, and knows how to coach basketball. So how excited are you to play for him this year?
Very excited. We all weren't expecting for what we found out over the summer to have a new coach, but just the transition has gone really well so far, and I think that we're all adjusting really smoothly.
And actually for you, your third coach in 3 years, played at Drury University 2 seasons ago, came here, played 1 year for former head coach Jory Collins, now at the University of Kansas, and get Toby Wynn to come in here. So been a little bit of transition for you, but I think you'll adjust well. How do you think that's going to go?
I think it's going to be just fine. I like his style. He likes to shoot the three, so do I. So I think that it's going to work well.
Yeah, so at Emporia State games, and I've gotten to catch a little more of those, and probably more of the MIAA schools being an Emporia grad, but, we hear your name on the, PA a lot. Emily Miller for three is something that fans are familiar with. What do you do in the off season to, prepare yourself for that? Are you on the gun a lot? Are you shooting a lot of threes?
Yeah, I like to shoot on the gun a lot, and I think I've just always been a shooter, and Coach Wynn is giving me the green light, and like he has other shooters, and so that just gives you confidence, and so yeah.
How much does it help having players like Tatum Graves and Tiana Moala inside, making their presence known? Does it really open up, the inside-outside game for you to knock down some more of those threes?
Oh, yeah, I think that works for us really well, especially Tiana Tyra down there. She's such a presence that people have to pay attention to her, and having Addie back, a really great shooter, is going to also open things up because now they're going to have to pay attention to more than one shooter, so I'm excited.
So then lastly, the Emporia community, how much has it embraced you, and how much have you embraced it overall? I think it's a great place to attend college, but, how has the experience been for you?
Oh, yeah, like you said, this is my second college now, and definitely Emporia is just a unique place to be, and it's super special, and I've loved my time here, and just excited that I get this last go-around.
Okay, best of luck, and now we'll talk to teammate Addie Lackey, hoping that both of you guys will have great senior years.
Thank you.
Here for the MIAA, now with Addie Lackey from Emporia State Women's Basketball. Just talked to teammate Emily Miller, and she had good things to say about you as far as, what you're going to open up for the team. A great three-point shooter, Addie, and Emily being a good shooter as well. How do you think that you two will complement each other?
I think we'll complement each other really well. So this year, I think we're going to play a lot faster and get to shoot a little bit more threes. And we've got great shooters on the team, so that'll be really fun to see. Just making more threes this year, and it'll work really well.
And I ask you that question, how do you think you will complement each other? Because you guys haven't gotten the chance to step on the court together yet. Addie, you suffered a season-ending ACL injury this past year, and in a scrimmage right before the season started. I know that had to be a little bit of a disappointment, but now after overcoming that adversity, back for your true senior year, how excited are you for that?
Yeah, I'm extremely excited. I'm just thankful to God for the opportunity to play this year. I'm thankful that I get to play with this group of girls and coaches. It's just going to be a great year. I mean, we've been working really hard so far, and our culture's still the same, and we're just looking forward to it.
What do you think about Coach Toby Wynn, first-year coach coming from Seward County? You've gotten a chance to get to know him the last few months now, and how excited are you to play for him?
I'm really excited. He's done a great job coming in as a new coach. He's getting to know all the girls and coaches, and just getting to know the system and everything. And like I said, the culture's still the same, and the transition has just gone really smooth. I think he's done a great job, and he's a good guy. He's very knowledgeable about basketball, and he's easy to get along with, so it's going really good.
I know that a season-ending injury is never what we want to see with any athlete, but taking this year watching from the sideline, what do you think you learned that you can take into this year?
Yeah, so watching from the sideline is definitely different. I think I've just learned a lot and grown as a person, just being able to watch it from a different perspective, being able to hear the coaches on the sidelines, and just being able to watch every single game and watching how people play and everything. I think it'll help me stepping out on the court as a leader and help facilitate our team a little bit better.
And you being from Hillsborough, Kansas, both your parents actually played in Emporia State as well, so a true Hornet that you are, Addie. What does that mean to you to play for the Emporia State basketball programs, knowing that both your parents are, that's their alma mater? So.
Right, yeah, I think it's awesome that both my parents played here and I get a chance to play here. Lady Hornet basketball is a big thing. I'm thankful to be a part of it. We've got the greatest fans in the country. We get so much support, and our culture and just the program is really great, and I'm thankful to be a part of it.
All right, thank you so much, and enjoy your day here at the College Basketball Experience for Media Day. We enjoyed having you be here.
Thanks for having me.